Hey there, and welcome to this week's Sunday Musings, where every Sunday I take a few minutes and I talk to you about something that's been on my mind. I also write a weekly blog on Medium that is complementary to this and has often slightly different information and certainly more resource links and history and facts. I invite you to check it out. The link's right here. And as always, please get back to me with your thoughts, either over Medium or here, or make time to chat with me. My Calendly link is at the end of the video. All right, so let's get started. This week I want to talk to you about personal boards of directors. It's a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and I know I've mentioned it many times over the last few months. But I'm not sure I've ever gone into why a board of directors is so important, what it is, and how you get your own. So let's start. We live in a world that is full of unparalleled data and information and things coming at us all the time. And we have to make choices. And sometimes it is overwhelming with the amount of information that's out there. So how do you really sit back and define what information is important and how to make a decision? Of course, every one of us is capable, competent adult. And we can certainly do that on our own. But I like to use my personal board of directors to help give me different perspective, to call me out when I'm pulling the wool over my own eyes, and to just give me some insight from a different way. They are there to not be a mentor, but to be a sounding board, to challenge me and to support me. I believe your personal board of directors is there to be blunt and tell you how it is. They are your sounding board. They are your mirror to reflect things off of. And they're there not to give you the attaboys or attagirls or to tell you what you want to hear, but instead to help you understand what you need to hear. And those are often different things. That's why it's not always a good idea to have your best friend on your personal board of directors or your spouse or your family, because often they're there to be your biggest cheerleaders. And I will never underestimate the importance of having cheerleaders in your life. They're the ones that keep you going when you're having self-doubt. But your personal board of directors is there to help you choose course and direction, and to make a decision when you come at those places that have two paths. And where do you go? Now that I hope that you understand how important a personal board of directors is, let me go over a little bit about what they aren't. They're not your accountability partner. They're not your therapist. They may or may not be a mentor to you, but that is not necessarily where you start. They have volunteered for this role. So it behooves you to not only be respectful of their time, but to be willing to give back to them in some way. Maybe by being on their personal board, by offering time, energy, or to be a sounding board when they need just something. Or to help them out with a project if it's within your skill set, your interest, and your ability. They are volunteers. They are here to provide perspective and to help you refine goals, but they are not here to make the decision for you. Ultimately, you need to take responsibility for your own life and for making those decisions. Great. What is that then? What is your personal board? I know what they're not. What are they? Well, you need to find people for your personal board, and they may not be on your board forever. They may roll on for a period of time. They may roll off as you evolve. They may come on for a project or two, and that's all that it needs to be. But a good sized board depends on you. I like my standing board, to be about 4 to 10 people. And they're not necessarily a board that you convene together. You may just reach out to 1 or 2 members, or if you're having a big life choice, you may want to convene the whole board. But your board members may or may not even know each other. Your personal board should be the people on your personal board depend on what you want to do, and that's why they change throughout your life. you should really think about what you want and what your short-term and maybe longer-term goals are. Where are you missing in insight or skills? Your personal board may include people who are in your field or industry, or in the field or industry you are aspiring to move into. They might be somebody who's already been where you are. They have experience, they've done the thing, and they're there to give you an idea and guidance. They might be somebody who's a subject matter expert or a leader in their field. Or they might be a people connector, able to introduce you to the people you need to meet to move forward. There's a lot of different things that a personal board can be. Some of the members of my personal board are people who know me as an individual outside of business, who know where I trip up, and who are literally willing to say, "What are you doing? This is violating your own personal boundaries." I have other people that I go to when I need help in business, in sales, in public speaking, in change management. I have one or two right now that are also in my field of biotech, because while I've been in this field for a couple years, there's so much that's different in this field that I need to sometimes bounce ideas to see if I'm headed in the wrong direction. Your personal board needs to be somebody that you have implicit trust in, who you have given permission to be straightforward and blunt and critical of you. But let me be clear, it's critical of you in a positive way, not in a way that breaks you down. That's not a board of directors or a mentor or an ally. If somebody breaks you down with their criticism, that's abusive. I've talked a lot over the last months about my personal board, and I would love to hear if this is something you've used and how you use it. And the other topic I want to just bring up quickly is an ancillary personal board. These are people and allies and resources that I have that if I need on a one-off question, I can ask them to give me their perspective. They're not part of my ongoing board. They're there as a secondary pool of people who have specific details that I need. How do you do this? You have to reach out and put yourself out there in vulnerability and ask people and be willing to give something back. So these are my thoughts. What are yours? I would love to hear your stories about your personal board, or if there's a different tool you use that's similar, I'd love to hear about that as well. I hope to chat with you soon. See you next week.